The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the QATV staff or board of directors. QATV, in compliance with FCC regulations, is prohibited from exercising control over the content of independent, member-produced public access programming.
Hi all, welcome once again. Today we have a very happy, great show. Looking forward to it, and we call it the honor killing. It's a very difficult subject, as we all know. We did the show on honor killing in 2013.
That's right.
It was same time a very difficult subject back then also. And this is 2015. Nothing has changed. We are once again on the same issue. And I really wanted the world to know it's still going on. So the question is, what is honor killing? An honor killing is the homicide of a member of a family by other members due to the perpetrator's belief that the victims has brought shame or dishonor upon the family or has violated the principles of a religion, usually for reasons such as refusing to enter an arranged marriage, being in a relationship that is disapproved by their family and family members, having sex outside marriage, becoming the victim of a rape, dressing inappropriately, or engaging in a homosexual relationship. It is basically killing when a woman or a girl is believed to have brought dishonor upon her family. Honor killing in the West, you would think that, doesn't happen. So wrong. Honor killing does happen in the West. The struggle for women's equality continues in many aspects of America. Today in the 21st century, we are fighting for women equality, but nothing has changed. There has been 3 separate incidents of honor killing right here in the West in the recent times. Reports submitted to the UN Commission on Human Rights indicate that honor killing occurs in Jordan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Brazil, Ecuador, Egypt, Britain, Canada, the Palestinian territories, Israel, Morocco, Sweden, Turkey, Yemen, Uganda, and the USA. But recently, the Jordanian government stopped and stepped in on an honor killing issue. I salute King Abdullah for his stepping in. In Jordan, work has been done at all levels, starting with the royal family and at the grassroots level. Queen Rania has been outspoken. Even King Hussein has been active in addressing the issue of domestic violence and women and children. So when you have a leader of a country talking about this issue, it's important and something you don't see in many countries. In this case, the Jordanian king stepped in to stop the honor killing, and the courts had to settle and they ruled out. Honor killing is such a difficult subject that, it's hard to discuss. You don't know what to say. How do we stop? If you're suffering here in the West, I'm in United States, also in Canada, It's a difficult and a very serious issue, and no one intervenes. If someone was for honor killing, it's known that a woman did not intervene and stop this killing going on. So a woman doesn't intervene for another woman. Why so?
That's really sad to think that if somebody's killing a woman that nobody else is, honor killing is categorically a cultural thing. It's got nothing to do with any religion. It is the region, it's been going on for centuries, and it still is, and that's the sad part. And now people are mixing it up with religion. It's got nothing to do with religion whatsoever. It's so sad to think like they're using this for their own, like their own benefit or their own so-called,
domination,
it is,
control.
It is. It's still the same thing. It's violence against women, and it's so sad. Like, how can you do this in this day and age? Think that's fine, just to keep up appearances with with your society. That if somebody shames you, what's so-called shame, because if she's in love with someone, or whatever the reason is, you have no right to kill anyone.
Absolutely. And how do you know? How can you prove rape? How can you prove that, the girl itself, the female itself, has an issue of proving rape? Now, how can you prove when you ask 5 men, have you raped? They'll obviously say no. She wore the bad clothes. She were revealing. She has a bad character. Women say that too to another woman. Older women say that to younger women. So she has every right, if it has been raped. So we are going to kill her because she's bringing dishonor to the family.
But that's so sad to think that the victim is victimized again. Once, because she's been blamed for the rape and she had nothing to do with it, and then her own family goes and kills her. Like, what kind of justice is that? That's not justice at all. It really pains us to think that this is going on, and we can't, we have to take a step. We have to do something about it. It's so painful to think, the person is getting victimized again, and they're killing her for it. And then, people actually, what they do is, in some countries, they take the girls to make sure, was she a virgin? Have a virginity test. Unheard of. I was quite shocked when I heard that. Like, people do that. Or even if you talk to somebody, she was talking to a guy that she's not supposed to. Like, maybe she dropped something, or somebody asked her something, but that doesn't give anyone the right to think bad of her. Like, everybody thinks, it's a woman, she must be wrong.
Absolutely. And you know what? What I was surprised was, in the West, we are fighting for women's rights. We are fighting for gender equality. We are fighting for every kind of equality. And the 21st century, we still stuck with this honor killing, with domestic violence, and honor killing is not domestic violence, because domestic violence is something completely different to honor killing. Just have to prove that, yes, she was in a relationship and she was not going to have an arranged marriage, and she has decided. So she's bring shame to the family, and we are going to get rid of her.
I mean, usually in domestic violence, it's the husband who's doing who's abusing the girl. This time, when it's honor killing, it's the whole family. It's the mother, the father, the brother, the uncle, thinking, she's bringing shame to the whole family. How could that be? So, you know what? A woman, has no rights.
Has no rights. In the West, in Canada, in Europe, in Germany, I was shocked that here, when daily we are fighting for the future generation, the younger generation, protecting them, protecting ourselves, somewhere in the country, somewhere in the world, a girl is being killed with this excuse that she has brought shame. Now, who gave them this right? We had asked these questions to audience in 2013. Who gave them the right to kill this girl? Who are these family members? No one has the right to kill anybody, especially when it comes down to honor killing. She was born, this girl was born, she has her right, she has her freedom, she has her thinking, and she does not give this that, you know, she'll be stoned to death, she will be killed just because she has done. Who said that was incorrect? You know what happened, Sophie? They think that when you're in a relationship, there was one of these incidents when this girl, she was having an arranged, she was going forward with an arranged marriage, and she gave up her relationship thinking that, well, it'll bring dishonor to the family, as been told by the community, by the society. Turns out that after a year of marriage, the so-called arranged marriage by the family, the man went ahead and to have more affairs and left this woman to fend for herself. And at that time, the relationship that she had quit, this is the person who really stood beside, and the family at that time said, thank you for saving my daughter. So if this girl would have been a victim of honor killing, she wouldn't be there to see that day that, oh, I survived. But look what the girl had to give up. She had to give up her love, her relationship, to stand for the family, that I will not bring shame, according to what the family said. But instead, the man they married her to left her with nothing.
Yeah, it's just awful, like, to think. I mean, it's always, unfortunately, it's always the woman who suffers. And any way which you like, you know, it's her who, you know, like, they kill her off because, oh, you know, it's a disgrace. No, she has no right. Like, who's giving you, you know, the right to say, you know, she has no right? I mean, you're a man just like, you know, she's a woman. You have equal rights. You have no justification to do that. Like, you know.
When did women become second-class citizens, whether in the West, whether in the East, whether in Far East, whether in Asia, when did a woman become a second-class citizen? When did someone start owning her? Who decided that you could own this woman? Who decided that anybody owns? Nobody owns us, you know, it's our decision, it's our rights, and we have to. It's very disturbing. What is disturbing is, how is it possible from this studio in 2013, we both went ahead to say that we are going to bring awareness towards honor killing, and this is 2015, and we are on the same issue. We couldn't help. There's nothing that can help, because if you try to, you know, bring this forward, oh, then some say it's religion, some say, oh no, it's been wrong, some say the character, but that's not true, and I disagree, and I know you disagree. And this cannot go on. This 2015, I don't know why all other women, because one woman can save the other woman, you know, why all women do not fight for these rights? Why is it so?
I think as it is, like when you do, when people live in little communities or little villages, you know, they have to, I guess, you know, fit into that little, in that category. So when they have to face everybody, they think, oh, I can't face that one. You know, who cares? Who cares? Really? You know, you should not care. It's more important, you know, about your own child. That's no right just to go and kill a person just to save face. Save face for what? What are you saving face for? You know, you're killing a person. It's humanity. You know, it's completely and absolutely wrong to do something like that. And I think we need to take charge and educate. This is so important. I think it basically comes down to education.
Somewhere I think that men are fearful, families are fearful. When you say education, I think they are well educated to know what they are doing is wrong, but it's like kind of, I'm angry, why did you go ahead and disobey me and go ahead and have a relationship when you should have had an arranged marriage?
Control.
It's control.
It's absolutely control.
It's all about control. You know what, also what bothers me is, even when it's an arranged marriage, and let's say the girl is needs to go out on her by herself or needs some time for herself. Like we know in the West, we always need a little space. In the Far East, in South Asia, in Middle East, or in different cultures, that space is not given to any woman. You know, you are for everybody, but nobody is for you. And you know, when you have this, when you go out for this little space, a husband can come up and say, she's having an affair.
Yeah. And then what can you do? Like, just because you go out with your friends and stuff, that doesn't mean, you know, you're having an affair.
And you know, in the West, because the law is really, really wonderful, which I appreciate the law, at least of United States, but they can prove it to you that if she's having an affair, an honor killing can happen right there and then in any part of the world. Now, in this country, on that basis, he can say, I'm going to divorce you. Either way, the woman is suffering.
Yeah.
In this case, maybe not with her life, but kind of you're dead, because this woman went to have her own space. Maybe sometimes, Sophie, don't you like to go for coffee?
I sure do. And we both take off for coffee.
Coffee, we take for vacations. We go on vacation by ourselves. We like to have that little time for ourselves. That doesn't mean we have to be killed or we are having an affair. I mean, it's
crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It's beyond my understanding.
It's beyond anybody's understanding. And I don't understand is people who are, as you said, who are educated, who are here, and they still think the same way. And how can you do that?
So why, I am not asking any man or any woman to change their beliefs. What I'm asking is, when you come to this country, are you still on the bullock cart? Are you still on that, you know, the horse wagon? You're not, right? You want to buy cars, you want to drive on the road, you're modernizing. How is it that rest of the things are all modernized? You're not living in those huts, you're not living in the tents, you're living in beautiful homes. How is it you're taught you do not want to modernize? Is that a way of controlling so that, you know what, with this old kind of like not adjusting thought, I can control my family, including women, because women includes mother-in-laws, in some cases their own mothers, because they are in that position that, well, she's going to bring dishonor, might as well get rid of her. At least in my society, I have my pride.
I mean, when I first heard about honor killing, as I said then, I was like 12 years ago now, I was shocked to find out it's the mother, you know, or even the husband. Like, you know, if the girl wants to get a divorce from the husband, and the mother doesn't like that, and the husband definitely doesn't like it, they actually plan to kill her.
It's a planning.
It's a planning. It's a planning, plain planning of murdering. That's what it is. It's just murdering somebody.
It's a crime.
It's a huge crime, and I was shocked when I heard about it because I had no idea this goes on.
You see, you had no idea.
I had no idea.
I had idea, but I didn't know that it was such rampant.
Right.
I had idea that, you know, in my thoughts, I thought that maybe the rural piece, somewhere, you know, it's not true. When I heard it happen in the West, in Europe, in Canada, in United States, in excellent families in South Asia and Middle East, I realized this is a rampant murder. It's a pre-planned murder. Sometimes you want to get rid of your first wife to get in a second wife. Has happened, you know. All you have to do is prove she was having an affair, prove she's not, she's bringing dishonor to the family. That's it. And you kill her. And under the name of honor killing.
I mean, unfortunately, it's been done over centuries. It's nothing new, and that's what really saddens me. They gave it different names at different times, but it has been happening all throughout history. You look at history, and it's been happening, saying, "Oh, it's her. She is the bad person. You know, maybe she couldn't produce a son. You know, or
true.
maybe she couldn't. You know, oh, she looked at somebody. You know, like just." Off with it, like, you know, off with the head, like, kind of a thing.
Any excuse,
you know. It's a woman's fault, you know. Oh, she wore those clothes. Definitely, it's a woman's fault. Oh, she kind of smiled at somebody. Oh, that's it. Like, what, you know?
I have every right, as you do, you know. If you have the right to look at somebody, I have the right to look at somebody too. So you have to see that this is something we wanted to discuss over and over and over again. But my question is, we in the West are making it aware, but we can't stop it ourselves in our Western countries, because that's when people say, well, it's our family issue. You can do it under pre-planned crime, and that's what I think should be done. What happens in the Far East, the South Asia, Middle East, how there is no law protecting women from honor killing. There is no law. Pregnant women getting killed. Can you believe you're not only killing, it's such a crime, not only killing a woman, you're killing a little child. It's beyond me. It's disgusting, as
Absolutely
Sophie says.
disgusting.
And from this studio 2 years ago, we said this awareness, and we wanted to emphasize to our global audience in the West, from the same studio, please, please do not stop honor killing. Please respect the woman. It's not worth it. You know, she is really valuable. She is your mother. She is your sister. She is your daughter. How would you let someone else, you don't want her? Let her know. Educate the woman. She will make her own living. Has happened. Widow. She has whatever she will do, whether in any country, she'll fend for herself. But don't kill her. Don't take the life away from her. Life is, as it is, very precious. And for the sake of keeping your families, what kind of family are you talking about that has brought shame? Can you for once stand up courageously and say, I'm proud of you, that you have made your own choice in loving this and having a relationship?
Whatever it may be, and you should stand beside them and, encourage them. And so be it, but what I really find it difficult is the people have no remorse.
No remorse.
I mean, that was really shocking to me, to find out that these people have no remorse to what they've done. They think they were in the right. Yeah. How could you do that? It just...
in certain cultures where you have dowry, and you call it the dowry death. Mm-hmm. And then in those cases, honor killing is, let's say the girl was having a relationship. She comes and the wonderful boy says, I don't need a penny for dowry, okay? In that case, I'm so lucky, they'll say, the boy, the family did not take a single penny. On the other hand, if things go wrong, you're going to kill that girl.
I know.
I do not understand, what's the concept of this? Concept is you need to stop. And just like the Jordanian king, I love the king of Jordan, what he did. He stepped in, and Queen Rania stepped in and said that this needs to stop. If the person in power in every country steps in and protects girl child, as well as stop honor killing, it would be my quest for 2015. People have many kinds of quests. This would be our quest. And yes. I'd be so happy. Wouldn't you be, Sophie?
Definitely. It's one of the most important things that we can do to protect the women is educate the whole population, especially especially all the societies. They need to know that this is not done. And okay, it's been happening, it's culturally, it's been happening, but you know what? It's wrong. It's completely wrong. And we need to understand that. If people can understand that, then I think, we've learned, half the battle.
Is completely won. It's a cross-cultural issue. It doesn't stop in any nation. It's cross-nation. It's cross-cultural. But it's our request to you, whether it's a woman or a man, please stop honor killing. And let's see that 2016, if we can save even a dozen girls from honor killing, I would be the most gratified from this show.
Yes, we would it would be very, very important. And I hope this happens.
I hope this happens.
Yeah,
and hope you all spread this word. Help us, please. We need to stop honor killing. And it's been a wonderful show. As I told you, this show was very interesting, very important to us. Sophie and me had been, we wanted to do this show even last year to say that, but we thought we'll give it a year. And when the king of Jordan made this decision, said, well, if he can do, every country can do. Let's step in. It's been wonderful being with you. Looking forward to the next show. Bye from Isha.
And bye from Soph. Thank you.